already knew about the Republican plan to repeal the increasingly popular health care reform law. Yesterday, we heard John Boehner's pledge to repeal financial reform. In our number 4 story, today's peek at the Republican playbook reveals 2 extraordinary events. First, a plan for a moratorium on new federal regulations on things like Wall Street and big business and insurance because, well, sir, who couldn't use another mortgage meltdown or maybe even a Deepwater Horizon? And 2, keep the rest of the Republican plan a secret so no one could scrutinize it before the November election, like voters. Yesterday, New York Republican Peter King, a guest on the Bill Bennett radio show. Not a lot of room, a lot of air left in that room. The host asked the congressman if GOP obstructionism was enough to inspire voters.
It's a combination of being against what Obama was for and also giving certain specifics of what we are for. Having said that, I don't think we have to lay out a complete agenda from top to bottom, because then you would have the national mainstream media jumping on every point and trying to make that a campaign issue.
After what John Boehner said today, you can understand why Republicans might want to keep the agenda under wraps. Speaking to reporters after a meeting with business owners, John of Orange was asked about one of the proposals floated in the 90-minute session, a moratorium on new federal regulations.
I think having a moratorium on new federal regulations is a great idea. It sends a wonderful signal to the private sector. They're going to have some breathing room. And I think there's probably a way to do this with an exemption for, those emergency regulations that may be needed for some particular agency or another. But if the American people knew there was going to be a moratorium in effect for a year, that the federal government wasn't going to issue thousands of more regulations, it would give them some breathing room.
Okay. According to last month's NBC Wall Street Journal poll, the majority of this country disagrees with that statement by the Republican leader. Instead, it is in favor of new regulation of Wall Street, of big business, of the healthcare industry, and the oil industry, which Boehner's people do say would fall into the emergency regulations category, after the fact. Democrats were quick to pounce on Boehner's remarks. Maryland Representative and DCCC Chairman Chris Van Hollen releasing the following statement. Republican leader Boehner's comments are Exhibit A of how Washington Republicans want to adopt the same policies that got us into this mess to begin with. I think he's being complimentary there.